G'day legends. So Sean Strickland did an interview with Brett Okamoto, and I'll leave the link down in the description because I think it's a great video. It's just, I am having trouble with how to attack this, yeah? Because he once again said so much that I find completely contradictory. I just don't know what level to pick it apart from. Like, what I mean by that is, Sean Strickland, he's not a good person, and I don't like him. I think that he's a schoolyard bully. But the problem is, to me, he's a schoolyard bully that does it because he is so emotionally destroyed because of the abuse that his dad gave him, and I do genuinely believe that he is a bit low IQ. So when the time comes to pick apart his interview, you know, usually I would just start calling him like a moron and insulting him and having fun and bantering with it. But the thing is, when I see someone that is clearly dumb, my heart, it kind of goes out to them. You know what I mean? Like, you're clearly dumb, you were abused, you are a redneck idiot. None of that is your fault. You know, he pretty much grew up with like a can of petrol being poured into his cereal and then being beaten over the back of the head by his dad. I feel bad for Sean Strickland. I feel bad for piling on a guy like that, you know, but the things that he says are super contradictory, and it does do my head in. Like, throughout this interview, for instance, he's consistently talking about the cut over his eye and how that affected his fight with Dricus du Plessis, yeah? Like, he couldn't see Dricus, there was too much blood in his face. Yet, Sean's catchphrase for every single fight, and I'm sure he is going to bring it up for this fight as well, is, "We're gonna bleed for you guys, man." How can your catchphrase be, we're gonna bleed for you guys, we're gonna go to war for you guys, man, and then spend the next year, right? Like, they fought in January of 2024. You then spend the next year complaining and sooking about a cut that caused you to bleed. Do you see the problems that I start to have with Sean Strickland, right? Then the next thing that he complains about, and this interview was essentially like 20 minutes, yeah? And there was just a myriad of complaints from Sean Strickland. But the next thing that he complained about was that the judges don't know what they're looking at in MMA.
So even like, you watch some of my fights where I've lost a close decision, and you go and you tally the strikes, tally the significant strikes, look at his face after, look at my face after. And the judging criteria isn't like boxing. Boxing, you can be a Mayweather, you can pick a guy apart, and they can be like, damn, dude, that was some clean boxing. MMA, you can throw 100 punches, only land like 10 of them, and if those 100 punches are aggressive and they're smacking my shoulder, then they got to count, and the rest would count. So it's like...
Now here's the thing for me. That is, quite literally, the opposite of how it's written in the rules of MMA. Like, you can throw 1,000 strikes around the body, pitter-patter to the head, hit the forearms and all that kind of stuff, and the opponent can throw 2 or 3 big ones that send you staggering. And that is what the judges are going to be looked at. It is written down in the scoring criteria. Yeah, the impactful over the cumulative. And I don't know, like, this could be me. This could be me. And it might be. Like, we've had enough conversations in the live streams. Maybe it is me. Are the rules of MMA just too subjective? Are they just too subjective? Or are people in gyms, are coaches in gyms also like me in this regard, where I've only read the Australian building codes once. I read them when I went to trade school. I got my certificate. I got ticked off. It was great. Never picked them up again. I just rock up. I do my job. I do it well. I get paid and I move on. Are coaches in MMA gyms like this? Are they like this? Like, do they not know the specifics of the rules that they are training their athletes on, of the sport that they are competing in? Like, the difference between boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA? Like, do they not read the MMA scoring criteria? Because Sean goes into this, right? He elaborates. He says himself, sometimes he watches back his own sparring footage and he thinks the guy sparring him is putting it on him. But when you go back and look at the strike counts, listen to him say it.
Scoring criteria? Sometimes they just go for the person like they think wants it more, right?
Look at the actual strikes landed per round. You just have judges that, like, but you know, to the judges' credit, dude, I'll watch sparring of me, like someone will like send me a clip sparring, and I'm like, damn, dude, this guy's like putting it on me. And then, you know, you really look closely, and I'm like, every time he's putting it on me, I'm cracking him.
Yeah.
He's bloody, I'm not.
But when you go back and look at the strikes in our sports, Sean, in our sport, the judges don't have that. They don't have the strike count. They don't have the stat sheet. They don't have the replays. They don't have different angles, right? So you must know what the judges are judging you on. You must know that. Surely you must know that. And if you do know that, what's going to help you more? Think about this yourself, right? What's going to help you going into a fight on the weekend? Knowing what the judges are there to know and to see, or bitching about something that isn't going to change? right? If you know that it looks close, then it looks close. And then the second scoring criteria, the B scoring criteria of MMA, gets brought into it. If it looks close, we go to the next part of the scoring criteria, which is when a takedown that really has nothing on it, that gets scored because it looks close. It's written in the rules. The next thing that gets brought up is Sean, talking about going to war for you guys and we're going to bleed for you guys, but then when I start bleeding. The next thing that gets talked about is Sean going to war. And where is that killer instinct in the cage rather than at these sparring clips that we see on the internet? Why doesn't Sean go after it in the cage?
And is trying to show off, maybe fighting one of your amateurs, you put him in his place and you show like this killer instinct that everybody gets to see on camera. Some people, and I would say even myself sometimes, Eric sometimes, feel like, where's that fight? Like, go after it. Go have that like nasty edge to you.
When you're fighting world-class fighters, like we got Johnny Evans at Bellator here. You watch me and Johnny fight, it's a fucking chess match. Like you're fighting, it's like world-class level striking meets world-class level striking. You can watch the pinnacle of any sport, and you're like, well, why is it different? Because I'm fighting the very best.
And Sean says it there. Sean says because it's a technical chess match. It's technical. This isn't a war. Mister, we're going to war. This isn't a war. This is a technical chess match. So Sean knows that he's in a technical fight, but he keeps trying to sell us on the war. Like, people think I don't like Israel Adesanya because he gave his dog a Taiwanese massage. But no, I hate Israel Adesanya because he walked out to the Undertaker music in a 10-minute walkout carrying an urn of Jared Cannonier's ashes, and then he leg kicked the shit out of him from range for 25 minutes. Sean does the same thing, man. He does the same thing. Sean will say, hey, Dutchman, we're going to war, Dutchman. Oh, there's blood. Oh, the judges don't know what they're doing. It's a chess match. The judges don't look at it properly. Like, Sean, what you're advertising and the product that you're selling me for $80 is not the same. They're not the same things. And it appears that they're not the same things. So I think I'm entitled to be annoyed by that, yeah? Like, why not get on the microphone? If you know you are a technician winning a chess match, get on the microphone and start bragging about your skill level. Like, I may be a dumb redneck, you guys, but in the cage, I'm a genius. I'm Mozart with these hands. You never touch me, Dutchman. You'd never touch me. You had to headbutt me to get me to bleed. Dutchman, you could throw 1,000 punches and you'd never hit me. And I'd just blow your eye up with these bee sting jabs, Dutchman. Like, why not just start bragging about how good you are in the cage technically? Why not do that? That's what's so perplexing about Sean. That's what it is. Like, I want to dogpile on him like I did with Izzy, but he is clearly just a low IQ abused kid. That's really all he is, man. And it's very hard to bully a person like that because they don't deserve it. But at the end of the day, going into the weekend, what I got from listening to this man speak to Brett Okamoto, is that he doesn't know the rules of the sport that he's playing. He loves boxing, but he doesn't understand the rules of MMA. He doesn't see a problem with selling a product that he's not delivering, and he's been in denial for 12 months about how he lost the fight against Sean Strickland. So none of that's good going into the weekend. It only reinforces my pick for DDP. Yeah, not good. Anyway, if this is your first time here and you enjoyed this video, g'day, my name's Dougie. I try and make an MMA video every single day of the week, Monday to Friday, and I go live about 3 times a week with the boys. If you want to know when all of that happens, you can hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I go live, you can hit that notification bell. If you're already on board with the channel, I appreciate you guys so much. So please leave a like to help the channel grow. And if you are one of the paying members of this channel, you're a bloody legend. And your names are up on the next slide. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. You have yourselves a great day. See ya.